Alright, let's go into the kit portion. First of all, we're gonna touch on the makeup kit that I used, well, back in September. And I stored it in this box right here. And I need this for another makeup kit, so time to undo this one, and let's get to undoing it and talking about the kit that I used the second week of September. Let's talk about it. But first, let's remove all the brushes that's on top in order to get to the products. So I had all these brushes on top because it's the only way I knew how to store it. And so the brushes are going to go back in the kit. They're going to go back in the kit. But we have the makeup kit right here. And we're going to talk about the makeup kit itself. If I can get that pencil there that dropped. If I can get that pencil there. I did. I got it. I got the pencil. I got it. So let's talk about the makeup kit that I used in the second week of September 2025, that is. 2025. So let's clear it out first because I don't want to be clearing this out and talking about it at the same time. So let's clear out the kit itself while I deal with the rest of the topic. Alright, so that's the kit cleared out, and now the lid can stay closed. But first, let me put the brushes back in the box. I put the brushes back in the box. Okay? Brushes back in the box. And let's begin by talking about the first product that I used in the second week of September. This is the Essence Lash Like a Boss Mascara. Instant volume and length. And this has pink flecks to purple hues in there. And this is in the shade Very Black. And that's how you get the hues out, is with the black mar, not tar, black mar, and then you can add the color mar in order to get the hue onto the eyelashes. So you have to add the black mar first, and then it's kind of like almost like painting. You add the black mar and then you mix it in, and then you get the color hue. And this one is the pink color hue with the black mar underneath. Eyeshadow palette that I used, and I used all of the eyeshadow palettes with this one. Actually, I was able to get a use out of every single eyeshadow within this palette in that week in September. And the eyeshadow palette that I did that with is the Milani Gilded Nude eyeshadow palette. I was able to complete this full eyeshadow palette in 1 week in September. So that's awesome. That's cool. I was able to complete this entire eyeshadow palette. And I did, by the way, I did film every single one of these looks. It's just a matter of when I can once again post half hour instead of 15 minutes. I'm just saying. And then face powder that I used is this one. This is the Viva Color Bronzer, and this is the natural bronze, and I use this to set my entire face. And yes, I need more of these as well. I use this to set my entire face, and I got a good use out of it. As you can see, there's a little bit of a dip in the bronzer. That's because I got a good use out of it within 7 days of that entire week. So yeah, I got a good use out of it. And then the blush that I went in with is this one. This is the QO Cream Blush in the shade Cheeky 31. I got quite a good use out of this one as well. I added this one to the kit, And as you know, some of them are lipsticks for me. For you in the store, they are blushes. For me, some of them are lipsticks because I get transfer from factory to in-home with the products. This one is a factory lipstick. This is the e.l.f. Camo Liquid Blush in the shade Suave, which is actually a lipstick in this container. It's not a blush, but it's a lipstick, and I'm just testing it out for another brand that's coming soon. I can't mention the brand's name yet, but the brand is coming soon. And when I can mention it to you, I'll mention it to you. But right now, it's just here in another container in lipstick form. Okay. Two foundations that I used in that week and time frame is this one right here. This is the Rimmel London Multitasker Better Than Filters foundation, and this is in the shade 008 Rich, as in the shade 008 Rich, and this one is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless normal to oily foundation with clay, and this is in the shade 340 Cappuccino. Absolutely one of my favorite foundations, and I would purchase this again. I would absolutely purchase this again, but in a shade which is obviously closer to my skin tone, obviously. But 340 matches very, very well. In order to keep me using and purchasing from this line, just keep pushing out shade that matches me completely. And that would be this one right here. And by the way, I'm going to release a little bit of info to you that with these two foundations, my name is Carrie Hilson in music. My name is Carrie Hilson in music, and I was Carrie Hilson in music when I was, doing my job. Just saying. Carrie Hilson. And the blush contour powder that I used as Carrie Hilson that week is the Viva Color Blush and Bronzer Duo. Viva Color Blush and Bronzer Duo. There's no shade name for this one, but this is just the pink and deep red hue undertone. And that's what I used right there. Okay. And then finally, for full lips that I used as Carrie Hilson back in September is this product. This is from e.l.f. and this is the e.l.f. Choco Luxe. e.l.f. Choco Luxe lip oil, and this is the e.l.f. Glow Reviver lip oil in the shade Choco Luxe. I used that as Carrie Hilson a lot in September. Okay. And then I used this lip liner at the end of the week, end of September. The end of September, beginning of August, I picked up the lip liner beginning of August, but I didn't use the lip liners until the end of September. I added this lip liner to the kit, so I haven't quite used it yet, as you can see. I haven't quite used it yet, but it is in the kit for when I rotate and use this kit next. This is the lip liner that I added, and this is the Katy Beauty 1001 Orange. I haven't quite used it yet, but I added it. And it's there. Okay? It's there, so let me unplug for a second. And this is basically the entirety of the kit, and this is how I stored the kit for that week in September, which would be the second week in September that I used this entire kit, and I became whatever her name is, Carrie Hilson. I became Carrie Hilson in that week with this kit in September of 2025, I became Carrie Hilson right here. And I got to use this entire eyeshadow palette within that week of being Carrie Hilson. I got to use this entire eyeshadow palette, and I used them all in a singular format. Next time I use them is to use them in row by row format. When that will be, I don't know. But with that being said, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye!